Now let's bring in the chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee, Ohio Congressman Steve Stivers. You're in charge of the Republicans trying to keep the House this fall, and I know that you feel pretty good about it. Let me read you one tweet from an elections analyst guy, G. Elliott Morris, who said they made gains. Let's see. They made gains between 6 and 20% last night. He's talking about the Democrats compared to vote totals in 2016. And Morris says, projecting to November, Democrats are ahead in 3 of those districts, 49, 25, and 10. And I only bring that up because I do think that everyone has agreed now that at this point, a wave does not look like it's possible. So the Democrats are having to look very specifically at certain races that they think that they can target. Your thoughts?
Well, that's right, Dana. It's great to be on. And, you know, it certainly doesn't look like a blue wave. It might be a blue dribble. But right now, last night, 3 things happened. One is we got a Republican candidate for governor, and that's going to help turnout among Republicans. 2 is we tested our turnout messages, and they worked. We had more Republican turnout in every congressional district that's competitive except 1. So I feel really good about that. And finally, the gas tax that's on the ballot in November proved to be a very potent subject in a recall vote in Orange County and L.A. County yesterday against a state senator, Democrat state senator, who lost his recall vote to a Republican last night.
I know that gas is up to about $5 a
really
gallon.
Matter for us.
Yes, gas up to about $5 a gallon in Orange County.
$5 a gallon.
That'll motivate you to get to the polls.
Right.
The DCCC says that all of their red to blue candidates in the primaries yesterday went through. So they feel like that they have been strategic and smart on the way to this. Is California something that, you know, are you going to continue to worry about that, or are you going to move on and look to other places like Colorado, New York? And I also want to ask you about Martha Roby in Alabama. She's the incumbent, but forced into a runoff yesterday.
Right, and we're going to continue to focus on California. We have an enduring presence there. We have an office in Irvine. I feel really good about our chances to hold all of those seats, and I'll announce something today. Congressman Pete Aguilar, a Democrat incumbent, actually got less votes than Sean Flynn in his race yesterday. So that's going to be a major target for us now. It's new on our target list. Pete Aguilar, I think, showed yesterday his weakness in finishing second as a sitting incumbent. Obviously, we're going to continue to move to where the new primaries are and where the general elections are moving forward. But there are some competitive races in California that we're going to stay focused on and make sure our candidates win. Obviously, Martha Roby finished really strong last night. She got above 40%, but she didn't get to 50. So now she has a runoff against Bobby Bright, a former Democratic congressman who now claims he's a Republican. But I think in the runoff, he's going to have a hard time explaining his vote for Nancy Pelosi in 2009.
In the last minute that I have for you, I know that the Democrats are touting, and they have a right to. 345 Democratic candidates are women running. But I feel like the Republicans have really focused on this, and you have a good story to tell here as well. I'll give you the last word.
Thanks, Dana. I appreciate you letting us do that. We have more women candidates than any time for the Republican Party in seats we can win. Last night, we had Young Kim win in the 39th. She's our nominee. We had Diane Harkey win in the 49th. She's our nominee. We've got great women like Mimi Walters, who's one of our deputy chairs here at the NRCC, that got 55% of the vote last night and did really well. So we've got lots of great new women. Just last night, Kristi Noem, who had been a member, has now won the gubernatorial primary in South Dakota. So we've got great women that are members of the House that are going on to do other things, but we also have great women candidates behind them and some incredible recruits like Leah Marquez Peterson in Arizona, who is going to be a great candidate in Arizona too, and Maria Elvira Salazar in Florida 27.
Well, we don't have time to name them all, but we will keep an eye on all of them, and we appreciate you coming, especially on this busy day after that primary. Thank you, Congressman Steve Stivers.